Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Lumines 2 for the PSP. Now, I've been in the mood to play some PSP games, and I thought I would pop in a copy of Lumines 2 because I don't believe the sequel actually got ported over to any other systems. It currently is exclusive to the PSP. That's the only place you can play it. And I think the reason for that is because while the core gameplay is mostly the same as the original, this one actually included background music videos that would play that I suspect would be a little bit tough or pricey to get licensed on new systems. And so I think that's probably the reason why you can only play it on the actual hardware. Now, let me just say right off the bat, I played the original Lumines so much when I originally got my PSP. That's a mix of it. I believe it was a launch title, but also, there just wasn't a ton of games to play. That kind of sounds like maybe I didn't like it, which is far from the truth, actually, is that I think it was that I put more time into a game like this than I normally would because it was a launch title and I was hungry for new games to play on my PSP. And the good news is, actually, it's really fantastic. Now, if you're not sure what's going on in this game, let me explain what is happening because it's a little bit different than a lot of other puzzle games that you may have played. So basically what you see happening here is that a 2x2 block is dropping from the top, and then you'll see this time shift, or I don't know what they call it here, but basically you see this line that is slowly going across the gameplay field there. So what happens is that you want to rotate the block to make combinations of 4 or more, and then what happens is that little line goes along and then it removes any of the 4 or more combos. Now, what's interesting about it is that you really want to try to time your combos to that line, meaning that, normally you would probably just drop down. Let's say you're playing Tetris, and there's, you would normally just want to drop down, I think, as many, of the blocks as quickly as possible. In this game, actually, what you end up doing is trying to time everything so that if you have 4 or more, you want the next one to come down, and you kind of hold them back sometimes to try to get as many combos as possible, so that way you have a higher score. The other thing that happens in this game, which I think is really interesting, is, every block that comes down is 2x2, right? It's four blocks of 2 different types of colors, right? So there's only 2 different types of colors. Anyways, and what you end up trying to do is gauge or build these blocks of 4, and essentially, you get used to these types of shapes that are coming down. Man, I hope this is, I don't know, maybe I'm making this more complicated than it is. However, one of my favorite shapes that comes down is this L shape. It's this, where 3 of the 4 colors are the same. And what you try to do is you try to get that to drop on a single block and then have the other 2 fall into a match of 4. It's weird. It's weird to describe, but essentially you get into a rhythm with this game, and that's kind of what makes it feel so unique. I've never played a game quite like this. The other thing that is really cool and very special about this game is how it integrates in with music. So music is a very big part of this game, and each of the different levels or stages, I should say, that you get you're playing within have a different instrument and music to it. It's really kind of interesting because essentially you're almost playing the drums or the percussion as you drop and make combinations in this. And so again, another pretty cool and unique aspect of it. So you'll see that, for instance, it's changing to another stage there. The song changes, the colors, sometimes the shape of the blocks change, and then the rhythmic parts of it change as well. So the game evolves as you play it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's been a long time since I went back and played Lumines. I'm a little rusty when I'm playing this tonight, but I was having a blast doing it. Hopefully this doesn't give me a copyright claim. That's the challenge when you're a YouTuber and you're making videos about games that may or may not have licensed music. It all depends on the publisher and whether they're going to allow me to either, I mean, you know, honestly, publishers can actually turn off the ability for anybody to watch this. Sometimes they do that even in certain territories. Like some of my videos have actually not been allowed to be watched or viewed in like countries like Germany for some reason. So it's really weird when that happens. Sometimes you can have a video be displayed, but there's no monetization, or maybe the monetization goes to the actual publisher. I just hope you guys can probably watch this. Again, it's always a little bit of a gamble when it comes to these games that have music like this, but it's an awesome game. If you have a PSP, you should definitely play it. The original is also available on pretty much every last generation console. I believe that they ported it over to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and maybe it's on the Switch, stuff like that. So it's a neat game if you like puzzles, if you like rhythm games, definitely check it out.
My generation. Block the sky.